I'm back with another reviewing recent K-pop comebacks, and today I will be talking about probably two of my most anticipated comebacks of this month. And before we get started, here's just a typical disclaimer. I am not an expert in music or anything for that matter, so everything I say in this video shouldn't be taken seriously and is just my opinion. If you happen to disagree, feel free to tell me why in the comments below, but just be nice about it. Also, if I mispronounce anything, let me know so I don't look like more of a fool than what I already am. So, the last time both these groups had a comeback was in April, so the drought was real. And the first group I'm going to talk about is Swan. So, with that controversy on the rise late last year, everyone was on their toes worried about Swan disbanding, and so was I. Before we get into that, I just want to address my thoughts on this. And basically, all I gotta say is, I know it's morally wrong that you charge people to vote and their votes didn't even count. I get it. This may just be me, but you gotta take reality TV with a grain of salt. I never take reality shows to be 100% raw and unscripted, and I personally don't trust TV. So when I heard the news, this wasn't really surprising to me. And like everybody else, I had a feeling it was already rigged. The thing is, people already gave their money supporting groups like 101 and IOI. You can't return it, and there's nothing you could do about it. And Swan is 1 year into their contract, and they already had 2 Korean comebacks. People already spent money on those. So like, why not just let them finish their career? It's a short contract anyway. And if that news bothered you so much, then just don't support them. But mostly it's just K-nets like complaining, and they always have a reason to complain. So I just hope that Swan continues and finishes off their contract. Now on to Fiesta. So this song kind of gives me the vibe of like a continuation of Violeta. Kind of like what ITZY's Icy was to Dala Dala. The songs are a little similar, but I don't think that's a bad thing. To me, they're establishing their sound, and we gotta remember that this is only their 3rd Korean comeback. But I only see minor similarities, and it's not enough for people to complain that it's exactly the same song. Anyways, the song was really good. It had to grow on me, and I especially had to get used to that weird drop. To me, the drop sounded like they gave someone a kazoo, and they told them to go off, and then they just went and created that drop. But it's fine now. I stand kazoos, we're good. The music video was also nice. I enjoyed the outfits, and the hair was wow. Yujin's blue hair, Chaewon's short hair, Yena's pink hair. Oh, I just really love their hair. And everybody looks so good as well. Eunbi freaking stood out to me with her visuals, and she's not even my bias. I also have to applaud the choreographer. Whoever is in charge of the choreo deserves a raise, because they always use the number of members to their advantage when they create choreographies. They always create like a flower imagery, and I really like that touch to their stages. It's always one thing I look forward to when they come back. But I also watched the 4 B-sides they promoted along with Fiesta on Mnet, and I gotta give a shout out to the song Ay Ya Ya Ya, and I gotta say that this is probably my favorite track of the whole album. It made it to the playlist along with Fiesta, so props to Ay Ya Ya. And another song that stood out to me was Spaceship. That song kind of gave me like old Twice vibes. It was a cute concept, and it kind of reminded me of an old Twice song, but it was like a good nostalgic feeling. I really enjoyed it as well. Now we gotta talk about the Kings and the comeback of my alts, BTS. Aside from the long period of the BTS drought, this was a pretty interesting comeback. This is the first time they released a single before comeback date, so I thought that was pretty interesting and a good move. This gave them the opportunity to promote before the comeback, which is good. Any type of promotion is good promotion. So Black Swan. Black Swan is amazing. Since I have had more time with it compared to the other songs, Black Swan is my queen of the album right now. The superior track. It might change as I process the rest of the album in time, but the choreo is amazing. The instrumental, amazing. The vocals, amazing. The message behind the lyrics, amazing. And honestly, that's all I have to say. Next is On. This track blew my mind for several reasons. First of all, the hair. I love a good hair moment if you haven't noticed already. Jimin's blue hair, Namjoon's silver purple hair, Jungkook's little blue highlights, all good touches. And the choreo they all danced was so good. Shout out to Jin. So I read on Twitter that he practiced a day earlier because he takes slower to learn the choreos, and reading that just broke my heart. But watching him dance in the video, his hard work paid off. And I appreciate him so much more just knowing the effort he puts into his job. Also, the outfits wrecked me. I loved the soulmates matching in white, and also Jungkook popping off with his vocals. That was a major wig snatching moment for me. My everything, my blood and tears, got no fears, I've seen Ariana who? I only know John Jungkook. And lastly, the dance break was such a nice touch. And if they perform that in live stages, I'm going to flip out. Overall, the title track had to grow on me, but now that I've listened to it several times, I'm really happy with it. Ugh. Speaking of ugh. Lastly, I want to briefly mention some of my favorite B-sides that stood out to me. The first is Filter. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, Jimin is freaking wrecking me this comeback. And he comes out with this sexy song. The guitar, the percussion, his voice, everything blended so smoothly. I just immediately fell in love with this track. When I first got into BTS, Lie was my favorite solo track. But then Singularity came out, and that became my new favorite solo track. But now Jimin has come to retake the throne, and Filter is now my new favorite solo track. It's that powerful. And honestly, I'm a little devastated because Singularity had set the standards so high, but Filter just did it. It just took it. The next song that also stood out to me was the rap line unit song. And I just gotta say that the rap line popped off. Every time the rap line does a song, the cyphers, Tier, Her, every time they do a unit song, they always pop off. And this was no different. So I was very pleased with it. The song went straight to the playlist. Other songs that I want to give a shout out to is My Time. My Time was a Jungkook solo, and I really liked the vibe of the song. It was a little bit soulful, but a little bit chill, but a little bit electronic as well. I don't know, I have a weird thing of describing songs, but this song was a good song. I can imagine myself listening to this song while I'm just doing my homework or drawing or something. Another song that stood out to me was Louder Than Bombs. So this was a song that Troy helped make. When I heard this song, it reminded me of a Troy song. And as a Troy fan, I really appreciated this song. So that was a really nice touch. And another song that stood out to me was We Are Bulletproof, The Eternal. I just really liked the nostalgic feeling that song gave to me. And it made me look back into the old tracks again that I haven't listened to in a while. So that was a really nice touch as well. And this video is called Honest Reviews. So I'm gonna be honest. And people may not like what I have to say, but this is just my opinion. So let me just reiterate that. Okay, so the first half of the new section, I loved a lot. But then after and it went to the vocal unit, the song started to get happy. And the songs are really good. I can appreciate how good the songs were. And definitely you can see BTS's improvement. But these songs are not my vibe. They were too happy. They were too happy for me. I'm sorry, I know. I prefer darker songs, angsty songs, sad songs. So I love the songs, and like V is my bias, and I wanted to like his song, but it sounded like a church gospel song, and like I have no problem with that, but it's not my cup of tea. I just gotta say, I loved it and I can appreciate it, but not my style. And that's okay. You don't have to like all the songs. But overall, this album was a whole bop, and they did not leave me disappointed, and BTS remains king. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. And if you happen to stumble upon this video and make it this far, let me know your opinions or what you thought about these comebacks. And subscribe if you want. And goodbye and have